I don't think we have a theme for this week. Or that I have a challenge to do. At least, I don't think so. I hope I don't. I actually have a theme thing that I came up with. So, without further ado...
You shouldn't jump out of a plane! Planes are for staying in!
Oh, Megan, I can hear you laughing already. Which then makes me laugh and makes you yell, shut up. Our Skype calls have gotten really routine, haven't they? Please note that I scripted this video weeks ago and was waiting for an excuse to use it, so it may be a little out of date. And also note that I am a Ravenclaw. I know that we've already had a Vlogbrothers week, but I wanted to actually have a John and Hank video now that I'm finally all caught up. And by finally, I mean I got caught up a month ago. And also in light of the fact that one of us recently, and by recently, once again I mean like last month, spent over 13 hours straight on Blog TV talking to Nerdfighters. You know who you are. So, I first heard about Accio, 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 Abracadabrio, Deathly Hallows right before Book 7 came out, like every good Harry Potter fan. My dad said Accio when he read it to me, and they say Accio in the movies, and Hank says Accio, so I don't know. I guess it's his song, so Accio. I know that I watched it, and also that I really liked it, but I also know that my deadline to apply to the local paper was in about 2 days. So, I kind of put it out of my head. And continued reading Half-Blood Prince for the 13th time. I know that applying to the paper doesn't sound very stressful, but coupled with all the HP debates I was in online, and hiding from spoilers, it was pretty bad. Not to mention the fact that I only gave myself 1 week to reread Half-Blood Prince, which again isn't that bad when you're not writing a million newspaper articles to decide which ones to send in. All my articles were about Harry Potter. It was pretty bad. At least I got the gig. So I watched Accio Deathly Hallows, I watched End of an Era, I wrote an article about avoiding spoilers, I argued with people online, and I read Half-Blood Prince for the 13th time. As time went on in certain social circles... Pause. Why do I always make such an awful face when I make the Nerdfighter symbol? I think I'm trying to be all like, grrr, but it doesn't work. I began to hear about these people who, like, fight nerds or something, Nerdfighter something, whatever. But the point is, I had questions, but it seemed like there was so much stuff out there, it was impossible to, like, figure out how it started, or, like, what it really was, other than, like, these people who are like, yeah, and are kind of in the Potter thing, but kind of not, and they do this, and it was all very confusing. And there was a lot out there, and I didn't know who to turn, and I didn't have any awesome Nerdfighter friends who could answer any of my questions. Like, who the F is Hank? Hank Green is an English glamour model noted for her large natural breasts, which have been voted as being the most beautiful all-natural pair in Britain. Wait, I thought that was Maureen Johnson. Hey, I don't make this stuff up. I just tell it like it is. Hi, Mom. And then, one fateful day, last fall, I found the Obama Llama song. And since I wasn't intelligent enough to click on the username, I thought, this is cool, and sent it around and started hearing it in my sleep, and still was singing it, you know, what month are we in? Later. And, yeah, never realized Hank was responsible for it. Fail. Until January, where I met this group of 4 girls. They were all like, Nerdfighters! And I was like, I don't want to fight nerds. What are you talking about? Nerds are awesome! June! Like my transition. I got home from the graduation of the class of 2009. I ran upstairs and watched Brotherhood 2.0, and then I kept watching forever and ever 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 and ever. And now I'm all caught up. The end. And in honor of being all caught up, I went to Barnes & Noble and put some Nerdfighter notes and copies of Looking for Alaska because that's all I could find. But the cool thing is that even though they only had one of John's books, when I was walking around later, I saw another copy of Looking for Alaska, and it was obvious another Nerdfighter had already been there. A Harry Potter Nerdfighter at that. One Tuesday night, and subsequent Wednesday morning, Megan and I were discussing John Green's famous, or infamous, puff that was recently mutilated. And again, mutilated recently, meaning mutilated 2 months ago. I show you here puffs through the ages. This is John Green in 2008. This is 2-year-old John Green, some years earlier. This is few-month-old Sierra with her daddy. Can we get a close-up on that? Yes. Kelly, I will see you tomorrow. Girls, don't forget to be awesome. That was really bad. I'll put it over here. Don't forget to be awesome. I know that applying to the paper doesn't sound very stressful, but considering all the HP debates I was My screen turned off.